Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji, Gaurachandra Gopinath. So, firstly, we would like to welcome all the devotees for this Nityam Bhagavad Sevya, and also we are very fortunate today to be hearing from His Grace Gaurachandra Gopinath Prabhu. Prabhuji will be covering 7th canto, 6th chapter, shlokas 14 to 24. So, over to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Welcome to all the devotees. So I seek your blessing. Am I audible, Prabhu? Am I loud enough?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamati Rage Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevayam Bhavate Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Nashtaki. Om Ajnanatimrandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamakyam Tadati Swapatantikam Vandekam Shri Guru Shri Yuda Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajadam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savatudam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vitakam Vitam Cha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Dinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshadarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhubhyo patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Prabhu, can you allow me to share the screen?
Yes, Prabhuji, I will. You are not allowed, Prabhuji, currently, this one?
Yeah, it says host disabled participant screening.
Yeah, yes, okay. Now, yes.
Are you able to see
Now, yes, Prabhuji. We are able to see screen.
Okay, so we have been hearing a lot of devotees speaking their realization. It's very wonderful. So I was pointing all those important key things and trying to apply in the practical life as much as possible. So I have taken two key important lessons, which I'll be adopted for this presentation or trying to implement for this presentation. One is that we heard from His Grace Radha Gopinath Prabhu. He was explaining how the verses or the translations are head on the cloud, but the Prabhupada purports its feet on the ground. It tells realistically how do we apply these concepts. So entire presentation throughout, you will see this, the essence of what is the translation, and Prabhupada will dwell into deep into Prabhupada, the purport. And Vibhav Prabhu also said this is the ecstasy of Prabhupada's commentary. These commentaries are Prabhupada ecstasy. So we need to understand more on the feet on the ground. So as we progress, we will discuss about that. The second part which I want to implement here is yesterday Prabhu was narrating the Ever Well-Wisher. It has really touched my heart. And I thought today I will talk about Prabhupada. I glorify the Prabhupada throughout this presentation. And also if Prabhu permits another devotee's blessings, I like this Ever Well-Wisher. It's a wonderful thing. So I would add my realization on those last 10 minutes about the well-wisher. So I hope all of you are ready to eager to hear Prabhupada Kada. How many of you want to hear Prabhupada Kada? So if you want to hear Prabhupada Kada, you have to do two things. Please raise your hand and say Haribol. And I take that all your as blessings.
Haribol.
Thank you for your blessing. Today, without the Vaishnava's blessing, I will not be able to speak. So this is the advantage being in the Vyasasan. I can seek your blessing. At the same time, these topics are beyond my realization. I might talk on the knowledge platform, Vijnana platform. The realized knowledge is not there. So whatever I speak, I'm still struggling to follow. So I might speak little more than what I'm doing it. Please forgive me as one of your son. And let us see today. So it starts with the sloka of, one second, I need to go to the 14th sloka. So it is starting from the 14th sloka to 24 slokas. We'll try to see as much as possible. So the first sloka goes like this. Kutumba poshya viyan nijayor nabudyate artham vigatam pramataha sharvatra tapatraya duhitatma nirvidyate nasva kutumba rama. So in this, Prabhupada gives the translation, which is head on the cloud. One who is too attached cannot understand that he is wasting his valuable life for the maintenance of his family. Kutumba Poshaya, Prabhupada again, Prahlad Maharaj is talking about Kutumba Rama. So he's emphasizing on the Kutumba, the maintenance of family. And Prabhupada writes, the feet on the ground, the purport. I've highlighted few important lines, which I'll read. I will not read the entire purport. Expert in calculating the loss of pounds, shilling, and pence. He's talking about the materialistic, normal family member. How is expert in doing that? He does not realize that he is misusing his costly life for want of knowledge. He is not intelligent enough to seize his materialistic way of life. Prabhupada is telling here, quoting Chanakya Pandita saying, the time is wasted without knowing the Lord's. So, to give you more detail about this purport, to expand that Prabhupada's purport, so this presentation from Life History of Prabhupada, I will give you a few pastimes of Prabhupada to understand what does that mean. So in the lecture for the same verse 7.6.14, Prabhupada has given a beautiful lecture. In that he is talking about a bogi and a yogi. What is the difference? A bogi is a person, he says, I love my family. He gives the example of Prabhupada, how he extended its family or extended family, how he loved his family. But yogi is not meant for that. Yogi is that he loves Krishna, he wants to serve Krishna. He sees, I love Krishna because the souls are part and parcel of Krishna. Hence, I love my family. His view is that I love my family because they are part and parcel of Krishna. It's not that I love my family. And also Prabhupada mentions, is the responsibility of a natural guardian, a parent, or a person who is a king or a person in the politics who is head of the state or nation, has to give a facility where the family can grow in Krishna consciousness. That is the main importance activity. Otherwise, there is nothing is required. So to give a more detail, understand more deeper, I've given you the Kutumba, what is it? One has to, the head on the cloth is Kutumba platform. I love my family, but one should shift their conscious from Kutumba to Vasudeva Kutumbakam, which is the feet on the ground. I will explain you more pastimes of Prabhupada, how he always on the Vasudeva Kutumbaka platform, how he dealt with his family. So that's what we would see here. And to understand more on the Kutumba platform, you would have all known this famous story, Prabhupada explaining Mahamuni and the Kailash. Most of you know the story. The Kailash, Kailash was there and Narada Muni wanted to give his mercy. He said, why don't you chant the holy name? He said, no, I just got married, so many family, I can't do it. And he died up sometime. Then he became a dog. Then one time Narada Rishi coming, then he said, bow, bow. He was barking, and the Narada Sisha, oh, this is dog Kailash. What are you doing in this body? At least you chant now. He said, no, my sons are not taking care of the property field. I have to run around to protect it. Then after a few years, he became a snake. Then he was, shh. He called again Narada Rishi saying, see, I am a snake Kailash. So at least he said, you chant now. This time also he said, no, I have to protect my wealth. Nobody's taking care. I've kept so much thing underground. I'm protecting it. So Narada Rishi went and called his sons. He said, kill this snake. It will harm your sons. Then they started beating the snake. Then it realized and it chanted. Our position also, it is not different from Kailash, at least my position. So the shift, how the Kutumba conscious to Vasudeva Kutumbakam, Prabhupada could able to do it. He also did not had, after his sannyasa, he stayed in simple Radha Damodar temple. He also tried to get a place in Jhansi. He was finding it difficult. He went to US, no places. He has to change six places within 4 months, from Butler to Bowri, Carl's house. There are so many places he has to change from Ramurthy Mishra. So all these different places he has to change. He didn't have a constant place. Every time there is a danger. But he built a house in which the whole world can live. That's because he was all in the Vasudeva Kutumbakam state. So there is a beautiful verse poem written by Prabhupada to explain this concept called Maya Samsara, as well as how Prabhupada saw in relation to Krishna. This was the Vrindavan Bhajan written by Prabhupada when he was in Vrindavan. There are two stanzas. The second stanza talks about Maya Samsara. The fourth stanza talks about relation to Krishna. I just read the translation alone. Then we will get into more pastimes of Prabhupada. So everyone has abandoned me, seeing me as a penniless wife, relative, friends, brothers, everyone. This is misery, but it gives me a laugh. I sit alone and laugh in this Maya Samsara. This is the word I picked up. Who do I really love? Whom do I really love? Where have all my loving father and mother gone to now? And where are my elders? Who are my own folks? Who will give me a news of them? Tell me who. And that's left of this family life is just a list of names. This is the second verse. Prabhupada is telling, where are my loved family ones? I don't have money and everyone is abandoned. This is even for devotee circle. Some devotees are like, no, last job, they are retired. Their outlook towards him for the family members will be completely different if they are not Krishna conscious. So this is going to happen for everyone. So Prabhupada again goes to the relation to Krishna, how he shift. I always on Vasudhaiva Kutumbaka platform. So I read the fourth verse translation. But everyone is your relative, brother. On the spiritual platform, this relationship is not tinged with the smell of Maya. The Supreme Lord is the soul of everyone in relation to him. Everyone in the universe is same, all your relatives, brother. All the billions of jivas, when seen in relation to Krishna, this is the keyword I picked up. When we see in relation to Krishna, they're all in harmony. Forgetting Krishna, the jivas desire for sense gratification, and as a result is firmly grasped by Maya. So this can be further understood in the by Prabhupada. I'll tell you two pastimes of Prabhupada, then we will be able to understand. So Prabhupada was talking about in the purport penniless, but Prabhupada was also expert in counting the monies. Even though he written in the purport the counting of the money, but Prabhupada counted for Krishna's business. One time, Iswalne Jayapatka Maharaj and Gargamuni, they came to meet Prabhupada because simultaneously Mayapur project and Vrindavan project was going on. All the funds are centralized. Prabhupada had clearly created a BBT, a separate entity, and ISKCON movement, so that his books are always there. He had a vision. So some of the funds are utilized for the construction, so they have to go to Prabhupada. And Prabhupada always say, these people may not know how to use it. So whenever they ask for 1 lakh, 2 lakh, Prabhupada would inquire them and give them only 75,000 like that. So they came, that time Jayapatka Maharaj and Gargamuni, Prabhupada gave only 75,000. Then there is one more Maharaj, Rabi Maharaj came. He also needed fund for temple construction. It was his budget was 1.75 lakhs. Then he saw what is happening with the other devotees. Then he is worried how much Prabhupada would give. Then he systematically listed on all the expenses. This would cost this much. Then he presented the case. Prabhupada liked it and he said, I'll give you 1.5 lakhs. Then he's about to hand over the check to him. Then he asked, how much is the temple and the bank? Then Surabhi Maharaj told it is 4-5 kilometers. We have to go by auto. He said, how much it will cost? It will cost 7 rupees, Prabhupada. Then Prabhupada said, if I post this check directly to the bank, will they not process it? He said, yeah, you could do. Then how much posting would cost? They said 6.5, rupees or something like that. There's a difference of 50 paise. Prabhupada said, okay, let me post it. Let me save 50 paise for Krishna. He also was counting every penny, but it is for Krishna. Then there is a beautiful example of Prabhupada. What happened is his family members, once he established, everybody know about it. One of the son came to meet Prabhupada. Then he said, Dad, we are having problems. Please help us with some money. Prabhupada really did not want to use every penny only for Krishna's service. He didn't want to spend it for his family, even though he had money. Then he said, no, I don't have money. There are a lot of projects going on. Really, we don't have money, trying to explain. But his son was insisting, please give some money. Then he called his secretary. He said, can you take the bank book and come? And he said, read what is the balance. Then the secretary said, Prabhupada, there is no money itself. We are struggling for tomorrow. There will not be money and things like that. Then his son went away, seeing that, okay, my father is not giving anything. And later, there was one Prabhupada disabled, Mataji called Palika. She is the wife of Bhavananda. Maharaj has taken sannyas and she is serving Prabhupada. And Prabhupada noticed this Mataji was having a torn cloth sari and serving Prabhupada. Then he said, "You are like my daughter. Your husband has taken sannyas. It is my responsibility to take care of you. I will buy a sari for you." See the Prabhupada mode, his own son coming and asking. He always on the Vasudeva Kutumbakam because he saw, this is my daughter, because his husband has taken sannyas for me. I need to take care of the family. You look at the dealings of how Prabhupada has dealt with them. So it does not mean that we also leave our family and do it, but we need to prioritize the Vasudeva Kutumbaka. So if the devotees are the family is devotee, then very good, we'll make progress. If the family, our family is not Krishna conscious, then you make double the progress because it's easy to progress. So this Ati Sneka, the word in Prabhupada, I was hearing to his lecture 6.25, amazingly explained. This Ati Sneka explains the attachment to the family. Uh, just like a liquid. Snega means liquid, how it flows down. So our family attachment will be there in the snega. So that's why I've taken this Ati Sneka keyword. So if you want to come out of this Ati Sneka attachment to family concept, we should change our conscious from Kudumba to Vasudeva Kutumbakam. So the next sloka 7.6.15. Videshu nidyabi nimastasta cheta viddamscha dosham paraviddahartu Pretyaha vatapi ajitendriyastat ashanta kamo harate kutumbi. So the head on the cloud is if a person too attached to the duties of family maintenance is unable to control his senses. Again, Prabhupada talking about family maintenance and the uncontrolled senses, ajitendriya. That is the keyword I picked up for the more further deep analysis. So throughout this sloka, I picked up one keyword of Prabhupada reflecting that in the purport. Then I was trying to expand that. So Prabhupada explains in the purport, which is feet on the ground, not to believe in next life. People are not believing in life. They are committing sinful activities. They are violating the law. People do not care about the laws of this life. Despite whatever knowledge one has, one cannot stop his sinful activities if he is unable to control his senses. So Prabhupada, there are also a very good Prabhupada has given a lecture on this sloka. To summarize it, is talking about the spiritual communism. Isa Vashyam Idam Sarvam, he heavily depends saying that one should take only his portion for my family maintenance. One should not take too much thing. You can see from the example of Hiranyakashipu also, he was attached so much sense gratification, Ajitendriya. So he has to try to kill his son committing sin. So there's two things which comes out. One is the dependency on Krishna and how to control one's Ajit Indriyas. So there is one beautiful verse which I found in Srimad Bhagavatam. So the Ati Sneka we referred in the last time, the same sloka. Ati Snega Prasangova Kartavya Kapavit. It starts like that. So it's basically talks about the one should never indulge in the excessive affection or concern for anyone or anything. Otherwise, one will have to experience great suffering, just like a foolish pigeon. Prabhupada gives the example analogy of a foolish pigeon. So the takeaway from this sloka is that the Ajitendriya, one should not be foolish like a pigeon. So this pigeon story is coming twice in the same canto. Also, it comes where Yamadharma Raja is explaining these two birds how they are attached to it. Similarly, comes in the 11th canto as well. So in that Prabhupada writes, the root cause is the Bhagavat Vismriti, which is forgetfulness of Lord, is the main causes of our attachment to the family. So this Ati Snega can be contracted by remembering Satatam Vishnu. So our attachment to the dead matter, false material affection is the family thing. So the male bird is thinking, oh, my wife is caught now, who will take care of my son? He doesn't know the danger is there. The hunter hiding, he just shot the arrow on the male bird as well. It also caught. So that is just because we forgot our relationship with Krishna. So if you remember Lord, then we can remember Krishna. So in this also, I would like to explain few more pastimes of Prabhupada so that we can understand that. So there are two things which I came to my mind in terms of Ajitendriya. Prabhupada's one time told, I traveled so many places. I did not have money, but it is not not a single time I didn't go for hungry. Krishna has taken care of me always. I had the faith on the Lord. So you can see, I was mentioning, he didn't had a places in the Butler. He immediately decided he did not attach. He doesn't know anybody when he landed on the Boston. He did not think about how it will happen. Then he went to Butler. Then he immediately moved, saying that he can't preach there. Then he went to the meet Ram Mishra. Then this Mishraji and yoga teacher. Then he, after some time, his philosophical difference, Mayavada philosophy, he said, I can't preach. And he moved into a place, 370 a room. He took a small room, which are very dirty, but he can free to preach. Then he moved to the Bori, where he was threatened for his life. He has to come out just dhoti and kurta, leave everything. And before that, in the previous place, his tape recorder, money, everything was stolen. Prabhupada was penniless, standing on the street. But he had the dependency on the Krishna. Somehow or other, he changed many places. Prabhupada, this shows the how he had dependency on Krishna. Second thing is Ajitendriya. So there is when generally Prabhupada talks about this, Prabhupada gives example of Vishwamitra and Haridas Thakur. Vishwamitra used to do many years of tapasya, 30,000 years. And a simple ankle bell of Menaka, he lost his control. The next time, same thing happened with Ramba. This time he got anger and he cursed her to be a stone. So he lost his control. But you can see Haridas Thakur has to deal with only one woman. But I was reading this Lilamrita chapter 24. Prabhupada has to deal with many women. I tell you, it's really shocking to hear Prabhupada, how he could able to do that. So this is Star Ranch, nudist hippie community. So Prabhupada was about to leave from, I think, I don't know which place, San Francisco. This is where, San Francisco. So there's some devotees have invited. So he thought, Prabhupada, okay, I will go and lecture them. When he went to the farm community, it's like more of Rajneesh ashram, and people were without clothes, roaming around, doing whatever they want. And they said, Prabhupada, can you preach to us? Or somebody who's interested, he said, you can do that. Then Prabhupada did not preach what they will understand. He started simply closing eyes, and he started chanting Hare Krishna mantra for 1 hour. And around him, there are many women without clothes, and everybody started dancing, jumping. Imagine for a sannyasi to go and sit, if somebody has asked you to chant Hare Krishna mantra amongst people who don't have a culture, not properly dressed, how it will be. Prabhupada sang for 1 hour. This shows Prabhupada had how much control over his senses, because he's always on the Bhagavat Smriti, not Bhagavat Smriti, Satatam Vishnu. He always remembering the Lord. Any situation, he was always remembering the Lord. So one way to come out of this Ajindriya is more remembrance of the Lord. That would help us to come out of it. So other time also, when he came out of the Bori place, he ran for his life when his roommate was trying to attack him. Then he went to a place called a house, a small place, where there is 4 cats are there, very small place, very congested, 24 hours TV was going on. And he had his girlfriend also, they would hug, whatever, everything they do in front of Prabhupada. Prabhupada has tolerated 5 days. Then he went to the Second Avenue before going there. Sometime when we hear these pastimes, it is bewildering how Prabhupada dealt with family matters of his disciple, so much overhead for him. It is not required for a sannyasi to do that. But Prabhupada wants to, on the way, always is on Vasudeva Kutumbakam platform to help everyone. So let us move on to the third sloka. This is 16. Vidwan apitam tanuja kutumbam pushnan sarvalokaya naya kalpate. sorry, Pushnan Swalokyana Kalpate Vai Yasvaya Parakya Vibhinna Bhavas Tamaha Prapatyeta Yata Vimurtaha. So the Prabhupada here talks about the key word head on the cloud is Vidwan. That's the keyword I've taken. Apparently advanced in education, people are educated, the modern so-called education, just like uneducated cats and dogs. They are unable to take to spiritual knowledge. Prabhupada again heavily criticizing the modern, so-called modern education system. Then he gives the example in the purport, which is feet on the ground. Sanatana Goswami was well educated. Sanatana Goswami submitted to the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His first question was, Ke Ami, Kene Amaya Jara Tapatraya. This Tapatraya also comes in the first sloka. If you remember how Prahlad Maharaj is telling these three modes of miseries, Adi Bhautika, Adi Devika. So he's talking about the klesha, how do I come out of it? Prahlad Maharaj also advised everyone to follow this Varnashrama Dharma. So I've taken this keyword avidya, a vidwan, how one can become a real vidwan. The so-called modern education, even though it is education, it is called avidya because it gives ignorance. It doesn't give the how one can progress in Krishna conscious life. As long as that any vidya which doesn't help, then it is all avidya. So this is mine, that is for others. That's a concept. So Prabhupada, again, I found a wonderful sloka from Srimad Bhagavatam. Narayana Paraveda Deva Narayana Gaja Narayana Paraloka Narayana Paramakaha. So Prabhupada here explains any such dull books of knowledge not having Narayana as their aim are not at all knowledge, but are the playgrounds for pros who are interested in the rejected refuse of the world. Any book of knowledge, science, or art must lead to the knowledge of Narayana. And also in conversation, he writes, Para Vidya is meant for the soul, Apara Vidya, whereas is meant for the body. One should try to give importance to this Paravidya. Of course, Aparavidya is required for the body maintenance. But if there is no Paravidya, we not shift from learning the Aparavidya to Paravidya. It is like for the rascals, Prabhupada, right, heavily criticizing on the scientist here. So here the example given in this shloka is that so he talks about the cocoon, a silkworm, how it is wrapped around himself. So in the education, modern names of education, we try to entangle ourselves and we can't come out. Finally, it is to die. But if you see Sanatana Goswami, however educated, the real education, he went to Mahaprabhu and he became the real Vidwan. So we want to Vimuda. We might call it as a Vidwan. He is educated so much. It's all Avidya, the modern education. So one should come to Vimuda, to the Vidwan platform. So there is an example of Prabhupada life history. We can understand one more pastimes of Prabhupada, how he is establishing this. So he went to one time this MIT. MIT is one of the topmost universities where everyone is hankering to go. There are so many coaching institutions, billions of money spent, only people out they go to the MIT, right? So one time Prabhupada was arranged to speak there, and Prabhupada was fearless. He was talking, you have so much departments, but you don't have department technology for soul. When you die, a person, what is the body? It leaves, the consciousness that you don't have any answer for it. There's so many, you have so many departments. What is the use of it? And Prabhupada would heavily criticize them. You say chemicals, man's made of chemicals and some atom fusion. Why you're not able to make such a chemical and produce human body? He was heavy on and on. And the boys were really angry. They are not convinced. They are taken back really. And after that, the program ended and Prabhupada tried to leave and they're all gathered. Then started arguing with Prabhupada heavily. How can you say that? Then somebody said, Mayavadi, everything is one. Prabhupada, when he hears Mayavadi, he will not leave it. He really got angry. And he said, you are wearing this shirt. It's a cotton shirt. There's a cotton ball. What is the difference? And he was taken back. What do I answer now? Is Prabhupada asking. If I say cotton ball and everything same, then he said, why we are going cotton ball? Why are we wearing shirt? He was trembling. Then Prabhupada, still people are arguing. Prabhupada really got angry, caught hold of his collar. He said, you tell me you are a shirt, this cotton shirt or cotton ball. And he said, yeah, cotton shirt. And I understand there is no one here. Everything is different. So Prabhupada was so heavy, he did not, and people were arguing with him. Then his devoted disciple has to take him away. Prabhupada is fearless on this modern education, how one should look at it. So to just summarize whatever we have seen so far, that we have seen Atisneka, how one should move from Kutumba to Vasudeva Kutumbaka platform. Other thing is Ajitendriya, Bhagavad Vismriti, Satatam Vishnu, how one can remember always constantly, then we can come out of this Ajitendriya. Then Avidya, which is the real Vidwan, is to know about ourselves. Now I'm going to skip in between verses and I want to dedicate 10 minutes talking about our well-wisher topic. So I would give one-liner I'll about what is the sloka is talking about, but we will not be able to dwell into a lot of pastimes of Prabhupada. The next one is talking about the Daitya Shushanga, the association of the people, demonic people. So again, Darkvella family, Andakupam. This was beautifully explained by yesterday, day for yesterday, Prabhu. So you can watch this, his session part of it for Andakupam. So if you are in Andakupam, that's because you are in the association of the non-association of the devotees. When you are in the association of devotees, you get the knowledge, the real Vidya. Once you get the knowledge, you will be able to control yourself. Then once you are able to control yourself, you will be able to come out of this Atisneka. So that is the cycle. Now then there is another sloka talks about Ayasho, which is more endeavoring for the material. So here Prabhupada gives example of Mahatma Gandhi. He wrote a letter, beautiful letter, you should read. And he warned, you will be inglorious death if you don't retire on time. You have done so much, you have named games, home and everything, but this all Maya. You surrender, otherwise you will be killed like Hitler. And he gives so many other leaders' names, saying that you will be killed, you will be inglorious death. Please endeavor. Even Ajamila did not call Vishnu, but he just called his son. He able to get mukti. But if you are doing so much for your nation, you will be ruined. So that's Ayasa is talking about. Another one is Antarhita, means the curtain, the material knowledge, material. Krishna is covered for the people who are atheistics. We know that Queen Kunti prayer, Maya Javani Kachanam. The same concept Prabhupada is trying to explain, but we get surrendered to the Guru. Brahmande Brahmite Kone Bhagyavan Jiva, Guru Krishna Prasada Paya, Bhakti Lada Bija. So we can come out of this curtain, the Brahman to Paramatma realization by a Guru. So today I want to focus this the last sloka for another 10 minutes, if devotee permit. So then we would conclude the session. So here it's talking about Saugurudam. This is the word Prabhupada, yesterday Narari Prabhu was talking about the well-wisher. So the same sloka comes here in this part of it. Prahlad Maharaj is trying to explain how, who is a well-wisher. So we have, and also in the purport, Prabhupada talks about Abhijanati. Only devotees will know. Bhaktyamam Abhijanati. Only devotee would know. And the preaching is the best service to the Lord. The Lord would immediately be extremely satisfied with one who engages in the service of preaching Krishna conscious. This is confirmed by the Lord himself in Bhagavad Gita. Nachatasman manusheshu kaschin me priya kirtamaha. So we're going to dwell more on to Prabhupada, see how he is a well-wisher for another 5-6 minutes. So I was thinking how Prabhupada was literally living like a Prahlad Maharaj teaching. So if you want to see his life history of Prahlad Maharaj, he was seeing Krishna everywhere. So he was given poison. So sometime Prahlad Maharaj was asked, how are you? Who are you? Why? How come you are able to overcome all this, so much of turbulence in the life? He said, poison is my uncle. Because Halahala Visha and Lakshmi Devi, they both came in the same ocean. So it becomes my mama, because my mother is Lakshmi. So how my uncle can kill me? Then he's falling from the cliff. Then he says, I is my mother's lap. Nature is my mother's lap. I'm going to my mother's lap. So why should I worry about it? Then there was put into fire. He says, it's tongue of Vishnu. How can my father can harm me? A snake pit. He says, Adisesha is serving the Lord. How a devotee would harm me? Elephant. Gajendra is talking. He is the pray to the Lord. He protected. Why you will not protect me? So he sees everywhere Krishna, Krishna. There is no difference. But Srila Prabhupada also similarly saw Krishna everywhere. He had a heart attack, to take one example, in the Jaladuta 3 times. He did not go and, create a havoc in the ship. He just tolerated in his room. Nobody knew that he had a heart attack. And he remembered constantly Krishna. How Prahlad Maharaj is able to see everywhere in all the calamities Krishna. He also just remembered Krishna. Then he thought, what is the purpose of me coming to this mission? He remembered his mission. So my mission is to serve this humanity. My mission is this Vasudeva Kutumbakam. Then he started reading Chaitanya Charitamrita in separation, writing poems, wonderful poems he's written. So you can see that Prahlad Maharaj, always remembered the Lord. Only Nrsimhadev came later, but Prabhupada constantly, Krishna was assisted. He came with a boat and he said, the Atlantic Ocean was very peaceful. And, he was explaining how every moment Prabhupada was with Krishna and he was guided by Krishna. So there is no difference in the practical life. And another one, you can see the preaching is the essence, how Prahlad Maharaj was the mood. When he asked for some boon, I said, I do not wish to be liberated alone, leaving aside all these poor fools and rascals. This is what Prahlad Maharaj is telling to Nrsimhadev. He has given life for, you want to preach to the demonic people. See the Prabhupada, he is 70 years old, no money, no strategy of how he is going to preach, no knowledge of the place, previous knowledge of the place, how US would be. There is no supporting system. Nobody supported him. He wrote several letters to so many people. No contact. Every time he shift his house, he doesn't know what is next. And whatever gives Krishna, he would live and accommodate, adjust. He was living in Abori, which is the worst place in the US. That's not the place to go to. There is a counterculture is going on. People wouldn't listen to the elderly people. The counterculture is that they should break all the 4 regulative principles, should not listen to the elders. And he was going and pitching to the youngsters who want to listen to him and about the breaking of the 4 regulative principle. And this all combination is really, really odd. Anybody who thinks materially, Prabhupada wouldn't be successful. But Prabhupada was successful. He preached hippies to happy, whereas Prahlad Maharaj made demands to the devotees. And there are a lot more to be said. I will take about another 5-6 minutes to summarize on this topic of well-wisher. Abhijanati means to know. Preaching is the essence. Harishwari Prabhu writes in his diary, Prabhupada literally sacrificed his life for us. Prabhupada wore out of his body in the service of mankind. That was the cause of his disappearance. And we have very many slokas explaining that how Prabhupada, how the preaching is the important. I just want to add 1 or 2 pastimes of Prabhupada, then we would conclude. Just give me a second. So, and Prabhupada in the Harishwari Prabhu writes in his diary, one time Prabhupada was really sick. He doesn't want to go, he can't even get up and walk and preach. But there is one Pujari from Mayapur, he said, Prabhupada, I want you to come and preach. So in the bottom I've written that Prabhupada said, just like the story in the Krishna book about Pradyumna, he was injured in the battlefield and taken away, but he immediately went back to fight, even though he was injured. So Harishwari Prabhu is pursuing not to go because he is not able to even walk. Prabhupada gives this example, I am a warrior, I need to fight irrespective of whatever it is. Then Harishwari Prabhu is counteracting as a Sarathi. He has injured person should be taken care, and I will. I need to protect you. But he says no. It is my dharma to go and fight. I'll fight till my thing. And Prabhupada literally could not able to climb the stairs of that stage. One step he was about to fall. Harishwari Prabhu would hold him and lift him to the stage. Then Prabhupada would ask if nothing happened, he'll go and preach. That is the commitment. I got this realization that every temple, what our Prabhupada has created, this 108 temple, it's I don't think so. He struggled. Every temple establishing is a struggle. Everything is a war. His disciples and everyone has given. For example, this Toronto temple in US, Uttama Shloka Prabhu is to come and say, Prabhupada, we have nice property for Radha Krishna. We can do a lot of things. And Prabhupada said, how much would cost? He said $600,000. It is more than $500,000. Prabhupada said, that's too much anxiety to generate money, you'll forget it. After 2 weeks, you would call him. What happened to that project? Prabhupada, you said it is anxiety, $600,000. Yeah, I know it is too much. Then he went. After 3 months, you would call him again. What happened to that project? What happened to that property? Prabhupada said, Prabhupada, we can do a lot of things. What else we can do in the property? We can have this restaurant, all these facilities we can have, Prabhupada. And he said, how much you said? Then he said, it's $600,000. Prabhupada said, no, there is too much of anxiety. Let us leave it. Again, he would call after 2 weeks. What happened to Uttam Shloka? Then he would say, Prabhupada, really, we can do this nice property. Then he said, go and buy. And he said, Prabhupada, there is too much anxiety. Why are you taking such a risk? Then Prabhupada looked at him and said, spiritual life means anxiety. We should take anxiety for Krishna. Then he said, how much is there in the BBT? We might have 300,000, half of the amount. Then he said, empty the bank. I don't mind, but buy this place for Krishna. He emptied. And he said, Prabhupada, it's not a good advice. There are so many other projects are happening. Prabhupada's put his head on the table, fist on the table, saying that I want this for Krishna. I want to take anxiety for Krishna. It is unimaginable how Prabhupada had every temple is a fight for him. If you look at the 7 continents, if you go to our Asia, there was Brahmananda Swami and Gargamuni, they were brothers. They were asked to go to preach in Pakistan. There was the war going on. Before Prabhupada writing and realizing that this war is happening, Prabhupada wrote a letter, but they took immediately, they went to Pakistan. And Prabhupada wrote a letter back saying, come back, not go now, it is a war time. By the time they went, and they caught hold by the soldier of the Pakistan. So they said, he took a gun and said, I'm going to shoot you. You pray whatever you want, last wish. Then Brahmananda and Gargamuni saw, oh, this is a nice opportunity to go back. God, they put the chanting on big bag. And they started chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. 5 minutes, nothing happened. They realized he's not shot us. And he looked at them and they said, okay, you look like spiritual people, run away from here, don't come over here. And they ran and came to Prabhupada, fall at the lotus feet. See the dedication. Prabhupada just wrote a letter, but they just went immediately to execute that. If the devotees have not sacrificed, I don't think so there will be a preaching happening. Then if you look at the China, one time Prabhupada was talking to Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, Radha Damodar Party was establishing, very successful, lot of preaching happening. And Prabhupada is called Tamal Krishna Maharaj. He said, go to China now and preach. Prabhupada, Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj was shocked. What, Prabhupada, I'm doing this Dhamma Sankirtan party. It's really coming up, 108 devotees. Who will take care of this? He said, it will take care of on its own. You go to China. It's a communist country, very depressing situation to go on one preach. But unless Maharaj would have not gone, there will not be a successful in this. And, the Mumbai story, it is a struggle. Unless Giriraj Maharaj and other people have put in a struggle, we wouldn't have got Ras Bekari. Every temple, Prabhupada is given, devotees are given their life. Then if you shift from China to Russia, the salted bread, we all know how the devotees have sacrificed. The KGB were beaten the devotees till death. They've broken their limbs. They made it to sit on the bottle and torture them and give them some tablets which they can affect their nerve system. Devotees were not worried. They want to sacrifice everything for Prabhupada. Then if you take it to the Europe, if you move to the Europe continent, if you see the 3 couples who have gone, they did not add money. They have to live in the garage. Such an austere life. And one time Prabhupada wanted to establish Radha Landaneshwar temple. Everything was announced, but the deity is not ready. It was supposed to come from India, it did not come. Just 1 week before, the deities were not there. Devotees were panicking. It was advertised heavily that there's no deities are there. Then he came to know there is an Indian family is having these deities. Then Prabhupada went casually. He started not talking about that. He started starting about family in generic India and everything. But his disciple already told him that Prabhupada is coming to buy this marble deities. Prabhupada did not add money. So what to do? Then he was chatting. It is half an hour, 45 minutes. And devotee asked, Prabhupada, are you really seriously looking for the deities you're not talking about? Yeah, I remember now. Show me the deities. Then he saw the deities. Prabhupada liked it, Radha Landaneshwara. He told his assistant, can you see, we'll be able to lift. Just we are seeing how to lift it. So the devotees took, yeah, Prabhupada, I can lift it. Okay, take it to the van. And Prabhupada immediately, without talking anything, he ran to the vehicle. He was literally kidnapped the deities. And the Indian person was stunned. He was trying to call Prabhupada, money and things like that. Prabhupada by the time gone. And he established the temple. Every temple, Prabhupada has to do so much thing to construct, right? I can go on and on every area. Africa, there is one Mataji, Prabhupada disciple Haladini. She was shot in front of the devotees. She was trying to protect the devotees. One demonic person like Hitler, he was trying to harass the devotees. And she shot Haladini Mataji on her chest. And she was chanting Prabhupada and Krishna. She left in front of the devotees. There's so many people are sacrificed for the preaching of this movement. So we are getting so much benefit. That's because of the ever well-wisher. We can understand the real well-wisher sacrificing family, things like that. So I want to conclude this session. Takeaway, my takeaway. There are so many takeaways we see feet on the ground. There is one thing which really hit me in yesterday class. There are many things went to my head, but one thing went to my heart in yesterday's class by Narari Prabhu. He said how people have dedicated 100% to Krishna conscious life. We should start thinking about that. It might take time, but at least give a thought. So I was thinking, already I'm 45. There is no difference between the Kailash and myself. Maybe another 10-15 years I'll be old, and I don't know will be able to serve anything. My body may not cooperate. But one thing I can do, I can start serving the devotees who have dedicated in the life. So ICC also not less in terms of sacrifices. And I personally see that every devotee have been handpicked by Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Mai. We have such a wonderful team. A wonderful Radhakrishna temple is coming. If somebody is not shifted their gift from Kudumba to Vasudeva Kudumbakam, I don't think so the temple will be coming up. I don't think so there is a management who has dedicated their life, giving us the job voluntarily or stopping their business or taking priorities Prabhupada business, the running the temple, festivals, conducting, maintaining of the temple. It wouldn't have happened if people are not shifted from Grasta Kudumba to Vasudeva Kudumbaka platform. There are a lot of center extension going and everybody's recognizing the center. It wouldn't be possible if somebody is not kept his business aside and given a focus to that. And there are people who are coming all over the world, leaving their job or trying to take simple job. US, Australia, Middle East, many devotees coming and settling down in ICC. Give priority to Krishna consciousness. Their sacrifice is no less. And people are taking the simple preaching job, teaching job instead of going for high profiles so that they can serve Prabhupada mission. We have the best kids program, Vaishnavi Forum, devotee care, Bhakti Varisha. We have the best thing, everything we have. Best DT worship. Somebody is doing the BTJ magazine. Prabhupada business is continued in Canada. And we have the devotee care, Bhakti Varisha system. Amazing system we have. The best, Bhakti Shastris we have. We have everything in the best. There is nothing less. DT worship, Mataji is how dedicatedly they're doing it. And somebody is checking to convey this para vidya to teach others, leaving their positions, lucrative jobs. So I see every individual who is there in ICC as the devotees, very sincere and handpicked by the Lord. So one thing I can do is that I may not be able to shift immediately to that platform, Kudumba to Vasudeva Kudumbakam, but I can serve the devotees who already dedicated their life to Prabhupada mission. So I seek all your blessings profusely. Bless me so that I will be able to serve. So one might ask, you are already serving, no Prabhu. Yes, I'm serving when I want and what I want, but not that what the institution want, when they wanted it. So there is a difference between when I want to serve and what I want to serve than what they wanted it. Prabhupada disciples, all of them like that. They just, even though it is difficult, they executed what our Prabhupada wanted it. So I would stop here for any comments. If I've spoken anything beyond my capacity, please forgive me. Hare Krishna. And so this is a conclusion slide. So some takeaway from this and do. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Extremely thankful to you for such a wonderful class, and it was like Srila Prabhupada's life shown in front of us, and all the disciples, devotees, whatever sacrifice they have done. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. If any devotees have any questions, you can kindly ask. Otherwise, we can. Okay, I think.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Wonderful presentation, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maharaj.
And some devotees had asked to share one particular slide, Prabhuji. Yes.
Yeah.
Can you show the slide on Ati Sneha and Ajitendriya? That was one thing.
Okay. The first one was I was talking about Ati Sneka. This is Ati Sneka. And Ajitendriya is this one.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Very wonderful class, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much.
Prabhupada's Smaranam is continuing.
Yeah.
From yesterday.
Yeah, it's really inspiring. Prabhu has inspired so much, so I can't resist speaking Prabhupada.
Prabhu, just one clarification.
Yeah, please.
We are speaking among the devotees. For devotees, you said you differentiate between Grahastha Kudumba to Vasudeva Kudumba. Grahastha Kudumba among devotees is included in the Vasudeva Kudumba. So all the Grahastha Kudumbas come together is Vasudeva Kudumba. Where is the separation? It's only the mind attachment to all the devotees. You have to shift that mind instead of one's own family members to all other family members. Taking
that's what I concluded the verse. See, if Tamal Krishna Maharaj, even, one time he got married, Prabhupada has to arrange his marriage, and his wife was very wonderful devotee. Prabhupada asked, how is your family life going? Prabhupada, it's really amazing. He's such a wonderful devotee. She's helping me in the preaching, deity worship. I'm really progressing Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada said, very good, take sannyas. So the priority, yes, if the devotees are Vaishnavas, I'm not telling we are all going to leave immediately and shift the platform. But Prabhu was telling yesterday, think about, unless these devotees have sacrificed something, we wouldn't have been in this situation. This ISKCON should have been come. After some time, Prabhupada says you have to think about your Varnashrama, especially the Vanaprastha life. That's planning needs to happen now. Prabhupada was planning. He didn't leave his family. He took care of all the family till to extent where he was at, even dream he was getting, Guru Maharaj is telling, go and take sannyas. So he was waiting for the indication. Once his family wife sold his Bhagavatam, then that's the Prabhupada, I need to take sannyas now. And he shifted his Vanaprastha. So everyone should plan for Vanaprastha. That was Prabhu was trying to convey. Some of us may not be able to do that. Yes, our families are devotees. You need to take care of them. It is just like I'm telling, I would serve when I want, what I want. But it is not that. What we want by the institution and when they want to serve, what they want to serve, you need to come out of the comfort zone. Sometimes we need to come out of this comfort zone. That's only it's possible. Even though we take care of the devotees, it's not only devotees put together as Vasudeva Kudumbakam. No, everyone, the living entities around the world, right? Prabhupada did not say hippies. He did not say it's not devotees, why should I take care? No, Prabhupada has taken everyone. They're serving the mission of the Prabhupada is Vasudeva Kudumbakam. Seeing every soul. Of course, your family is also included in the soul. But the shift is that I was talking about coming out of the comfort zone, changing our services attitude to what the institution want and when they want
it. The expanding the attachment is okay. Because there's some kind of similar question was asked to our Guru Maharaj. Isru Jayapataka Swami, it's the same question a few days back. That he is unable to do service to movement and ISKCON because of all various attachments. So what to do? Should he leave and the family? Should he leave the family and then become a full-time or something like that? And the Guru Maharaj quoted Prabhupada. Prabhupada got instruction 1922 and only in 1969 he went abroad. So he was preparing himself. So the mood of serving is very important rather than doing it immediately. So he said he continue in the family and then unless the family is a hurdle. He quoted Prabhupada's family, how it was not favorable. So he took sannyas, he became Vanaprastha and took sannyas. If your family is favorable, then you don't have to detach yourself and you continue, keep that in your heart, and then when the right time comes, you just really become fully dedicated. So Guru Maharaj, our Guru Maharaj is that we should continue the same family and then try to first engage the family members also.
Yeah, I'm not differing from that. I also said one may not be able to do, but at least should think about Vanaprastha life now so that you can plan it better. If you plan it at the age of 50, you are already crossed the board.
Planning is a continuous process for spiritual life. You should keep on doing it. Whether you are 20 or 60, 70, 80, lifelong process. Guru Maharaj mentioned that Sri Prabhupada went at the age of 70 to really preach, even though Guru Maharaj gave the instruction in 1922 to preach to English speaking people. Still, he could go only at the age of 70. Age of 35, about 35 years he was preparing. So that is, keep it in mind.
Yeah. It depends on the person to person. That's why we have this system of devotee care. One should consult a senior Vaishnavas, a devotee care, or the caregiver, and they said it's not generic statement that okay, anybody can do anything they want. So even if you are a student, before moving to that ashram, you have to consult your counselor. So that's why we have this system. So every individual kids are different, so they need to talk to individually and their group. Then they have to take a decision. But there should be a plan. That's what my message was.
Can we end the class here?
Yeah.
Yes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much.
Dandavat. Nice class.
Nice to take your darshan, Prabhu. Yesterday, Narayana Prabhu said about 54 devotees who cultivated there. I would like to hear something. I thought you can hear something next time at least.
Hare Krishna. Prabhupada mercy.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.